need an offensive line. Their thing is they need an offensive line coach that can.
Here we go.
Establish that type of culture.
I was just, yeah, it's a big high five. I don't hear it.
Eddie George, former NFL running back, Heisman Trophy winner at The Ohio State University, former Tennessee Titan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now look at him. Look at Mr. Broadway. Eddie plays Billy Flynn in Chicago on Broadway. Just started this past Tuesday, the Ambassador Theater here in New York City. I would love to come and see you.
Guys, all are welcome to come.
Okay, now, give us a sense of how nervous you were for that as opposed to any NFL game that you played in.
Well, I was always nervous before any NFL game because you didn't know whether that was going to be your last game playing. You know, whether injury was going to come into play or whatever. But certainly waiting off stage in the wings of a Broadway theater, about to sing for the first time on stage where everybody could hear, my knees felt like they were going to crumble. It really did. It was extremely nerve-wracking to be in that position. And it was moments where I was like, why am I on the stage? What am I about to do? It felt like equivalent to like you bungee jumped in your life or jumped out of a plane. That's the feeling that I had prior to going out there.
But there have to be similarities between stepping out on Broadway and then playing in an NFL game.
Yeah, definitely. You know the outcome of a play if you remember your lines. You just don't know the outcome of a football game. So the similarities are there. I mean, you talk about state blocking, trusting your castmates, trusting your linemen, trusting you're supposed to be there at the right place, right time. But there's something about the bright lights of Broadway that you can forget everything you've learned, and you're like, oh my God. If you get caught and you feel the heat of the lights, you start looking in the audience, you start seeing familiar faces, they're making funny faces, like, why am I doing bad? And then you question everything that's coming out of your mouth. So there's a lot of pressure. Then there's cotton mouth that comes into play. You lose your breath, and you may flub a line, and then it can fall off the tracks. I mean, all of that comes into play. It's pretty fascinating.
Have you read reviews?
No, I haven't actually. I gauge off of my wife. She's the main one. She's a singer. She sings for SWV. I mean, that's her profession. So she knows.
Sisters with Voices.
Yes, Sisters with Voices.
Yes.
And who has a new album coming out, by the way, and my shameless plug.
Okay.
But she'll tell me flat out if I'm terrible or if I'm good. I mean, when she saw me the first time on stage 2 nights ago, she came backstage, she had tears in her eyes. I'm like, oh my God, was it that bad? Was it that bad? Was it that bad? And she said, no, you were great. I said, I won, I'm good. I can care less about what any critic says at this point in time. And my wife is happy with it, I'm good with it.
Have you forgotten lines?
Oh, no doubt.
But do you have to improvise when you forget?
I have, Dad. This is not my first time on stage, but this is my first time doing a musical. So I've done things in like the regional theater, Nashville, Tennessee, Nashville Shakes, Amun-Ra Theater. I've done Othello, Julius Caesar. The latest thing I've done was Whip Man. I've done a couple things. So there have been times I've forgotten lines. My first play I did was James Weldon Johnson was about 8 years ago. And my very first play, and it was an ensemble. There was a lot going on. There were drums, there were dancers, there were streamers, it was the creation of Earth. And my lines were, and God himself stepped down with the sun in his right hand, the moon in his left, the stars above his head, the earth under his feet, and God walked where he trode, hollowed the valleys out and bulged the mountains up. And that's what I was supposed to say. So, my back is turned to the audience, and it was my turn to deliver my lines. I was playing God. So I walked down center stage, and I feel the heat of the lights. I see the audience. I see a couple of my friends, former players, their arms crossed, like, okay, Eddie George act. Let's see this. Act. So I said, okay, here we go. And God himself stepped down with the sun in his right hand, the moon in his left, The wind is blowing. The grass is green. The animals are in the pasture. And God said, that's good, and walked off the stage.
That's the only lines you had to remember?
That was the only lines I had to remember.
And
I tell you, man, that's the beauty of theater. I mean, it can paralyze you if you allow it. But the beautiful thing is, you know, you have those nerves off stage. You have an opportunity to channel that toward your character and what you're doing. It's a great deal of focus. And I love it because it's the closest thing that I can get to on game day. And being in like a Super Bowl, that's a Super Bowl every single night when you're on Broadway. So
do these people even know what you did in your career on Broadway?
Some of them do, yeah. A lot.
But you're the only one with a Heisman Trophy on the set, right?
Right. I mean, some of the other actors. Yeah, I am the only one.
Okay. Well, I thought Ron Dane was in this play. He's not.
Ron is coming in after me.
Is he taking up?
And Archie and Mike
Herschel Walker.
No, actually Rozier is
Mike Rozier.
Mike Rozier is going to do Kinky Boots.
I like
Mike would be a really great in Kinky Boots.
Wow.
And
he's already got the outfits, doesn't he?
And Steve Spurrier is going to do Hamilton.
I like that.
Yeah, Steve doing Hamilton. That'll be good.
Did you like Hamilton?
Oh, I thought it was great. Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, it drives these guys crazy. I saw it twice.
Good for you. I saw it once.
Yeah.
Why does it drive these guys crazy?
Because I bring it up occasionally.
For months since then, he'll be like, you know, this reminds me of Hamilton when I saw that. And everything like, oh, hey, I got a new car.
Hamilton.
You know, in Hamilton, they actually have a thing where you're like, what?
Eddie, he tells us we should go see this, but he doesn't tell us how we can get tickets to it.
Oh, listen, tickets are rough.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta listen. One ticket costs, you know, a pretty penny, like 800.
We're out.
1,000. Yeah, I mean it's sold out until October, unless you know somebody.
Maybe we could all split in from each take an act.
Well, it is 2 hours and 45 minutes.
But it goes by so fast. It's so well done. I guess Dan, you can attest to
It's
this.
crazy.
How they tell the story in this through poetry and rap and singing, and there's not one person on that stage that you're like you fall asleep on. No, you're engaged from the moment they step on stage, the moment they leave. You realize you're not squirming in your seat like, okay, when is this over?
And it's Aaron Burr and the
it's
the
great.
duel with Alexander
Isn't
Hamilton.
that great, man?
Oh yeah,
Awesome,
they did a
awesome.
great job.
Awesome
Yeah.
job.
You want to stick around? Talk some
Why
football.
not? I had nothing else
Well,
to
you
do
got
until 8 o'clock tonight.
Oh, really? Now, do you dance in this?
I dance. I have some dance moves. I sing. I act. What else do I?
Can you sing one line
No,
after the break?
After the break, you have to sing with me though. I mean, otherwise you got to pay to see that. I mean, why? Right? You got to pay to see that, Dan. You just can't. I'm not going to act.
No, but this is what you do. You tease us a little bit. You say, "Hey, here's just a sampling here."
Absolutely, I will. But
You see what
we'll
the-
harmonize.
Oh.
We'll harmonize together.
So we would be brothers with voices.
Very
Instead
nice.
of is it sisters or sisters with voices?
Sisters.
Oh, it's
ER.
sisters.
Yeah,
Okay.
Not they.
Not sisters.
Yeah, it's not.
The sisters with voices.
It's sisters.
Sisters with voices. Okay. And your wife is
She's in. Yes,
She's in sisters.
Album coming out.
With
That's
voice.
out now on iTunes right now. So you can-
Sisters
yeah.
with voices. SWV.
That's the SWW to the VV. Yes. You like that?
Yeah.
Y'all have music that can take us out to that? No.
No, we don't.
Oh,
No.
Y'all have it in the budget, I guess.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't. All right, we'll come back with Eddie George. He's got some issues here with McLovin.
What?
Ask Eddie. He's the one who came in and said, "Hey, I got a problem with you with what you said about the Titans."
Yeah.
Well, hold on. We'll take a break here. Take a break.
Just sip the
All
coffee.
right, here we go. We'll continue with Eddie George. This is the Dan Patrick Show.